Hey friends, now that the New World Beta is coming to an end, let's talk about thoughts and impressions. Let's do this. Okay, I played the New World preview, and I believe what was August of last year. Sorry, slept since then. Anyway, I played the preview, and to be honest, I enjoyed it, and was sad to see it go. But it was not without its problems, and there were a many, like lack of content, and lack of feeling of progression. I mean, you could level up and make some headway, but it felt like you were spinning your wheels for the most part, and it also felt like you as a player had no real impact on the world. And wow, have things changed. Not perfect, but a huge step in the right direction. And if you go on to enjoy the video, don't forget to like and subscribe for future Axial GT content, videos, stuff, whatever it is that I do here. It really helps out with YouTube's algorithm. And with that out of the way, let's get started. Okay, brief overview time for the people who don't know what New World is. Don't worry, this won't take long, and you might even smile along the way. Okay, so there is this island called Outta that is corrupted by none other than corruption. And there are 3 factions vying for power on the island. You have the Marauders, the military sect. Think of them as hardcore fanatical Marines.
About what?
About being Marines.
Then you have the Covenant, your overzealous, also fanatical, religious sect. Think David Koresh, the dude that thought his way was the only way, and also thought he was Jesus, but never asked himself, hey, if I'm Jesus, how come Daddy didn't fix my peepers? Cause those are some big ass glasses. And lastly, we have the Syndicate. Think of them as a cross between the CIA and Voldemort. They believe that secrets and intellect is the only way to get the proverbial happy ending. And Eternum is divided up into different areas. Each faction is trying to control all. Now on the PvE side of things, you have your wildlife and Angry Earth, which we all know rabbits and turkeys are evil. And we have the Lost, sailors that kick the bucket, but due to the corruption of the island, they can't move on, and sole purpose is to annoy the living. And then we have the zombie-ish, if that's a word. Yep, guess it is. We have corrupted soldiers, settlers, skeletons, etc. So basic premise, corruption is bad, and you need to rid the world of all corruption, while taking on all the other factions. Because in the end, you want to control all of Eternum. The brief overview is over. Hope you didn't have to
Find a happy place! Find a happy place!
Okay, so my thoughts on the closed beta of New World. Like I said earlier, I played the preview last year and did enjoy it, except for one glaring problem. Lack of content. There wasn't a lot to do. It also led to not a lot of variety. I could see players getting bored after 40 or 50 hours of gameplay. So I am happy to say that AGS, or Amazon Game Studios, has been working really hard over the last year, and it's really paid off. And to be honest, gives me hope and faith for the future of New World, if they can keep up their good work. Because playing the closed beta, I've actually been blown away by what they have accomplished. Maybe Amazon Game Studios' parent company isn't so incompetent after all. I mean, they still can't get my free 2-day shipping Prime packages here on time, but it seems like they hired the right crew at AGS to make a decent MMO. Yes, that's right, I said decent. Not great, not bad, but it's decent, but has a whole lot of potential. Let's talk about a few ways this game actually really shines. First things first, I don't like MMOs, or any game for that matter, that hold your hand to the extreme, but New World has achieved the right balance of hand-holding, enough to give you the basics without being overbearing. The main story starts off well, with the controls and the basic systems in New World, like combat, crafting, and territory control. But it does leave just a little bit to figure out for yourself. Like I said, that's a good balance. Another aspect of where New World shines is a sense of community. I really haven't felt a sense of community this strong in an MMO in a very long time. It's not hard to find a group and grind together and have an enjoyable time doing it. People willing to help each other out is a bonus. Here's an example. Early on in my travels in Eternum, I voyaged way too far for my level and wandered into a cave to loot some crates. And while looting said crates, a bear spawned behind me and proceeded to stomp my guts out my backside. Another player killed the bear and helped me recover, and the other player was from a different faction. Now it might have been different if I was flagged for PvP at the time, but I wasn't. It just surprised me. Now I will admit, the sense of community does have an Achilles heel, and it hurts it, especially at lower levels. Why can't there be shared quests? 2 people or a group of people in the same area, same level, same point in the story can't go to the town project board and share the same quest. It makes questing as a group pointless. This changes at higher levels when you can tackle open world dungeons. That can be done as a group and should be done as a group, or grinding mobs as a group. But questing is a no-go for a group or even just 2 people. Aesthetically, New World is great. It has an atmosphere that really pulls you in. The grand vistas and just normal exploring feel really good. You're always asking yourself, wow, I wonder what's over there. And the sound design is really good. I cannot stress this enough. The sounds and ambiance are stellar, even chopping down trees and mining And speaking of gathering resources, New World has one of the best crafting systems I have seen in an MMO. You can craft everything, from weapons to armor, to a plethora of different foods, potions, tinctures, just about everything, and is one of the best design systems in New World right now. I've spent hours upon hours just crafting, seeing what I could make, especially when it came to armor and weapons. And in the end, it felt rewarding. Now, combat in New World is a mixed bag. This is action combat, not tab targeting, so it might take some players a little bit getting used to, especially if you're used to playing games like WoW. It kind of reminds me of a sort of Dark Souls type combat. A dodge, light attack, heavy attack, plus your special abilities. Now, when the beta first started, there was a huge problem with lag and getting onto the servers. And over this beta period, it has gotten a little bit better, but it is nowhere near what it needs to be. When you get into corrupted invasions or territory wars, this game will lag all over the place. AGS's Lumberyard engine definitely needs some optimization. Even running around in towns can get awful laggy. And it's not the computer, because you can set everything on low in your graphics settings and still, same lag. Now, my opinion, I believe Amazon Game Studios needs to take a minimalistic approach to the packets sent over the network, especially when it comes to corrupted breaches, corrupted invasions, and territory wars. I would bet that all the packets that they are sending do not need to be sent, but that's just my opinion. But I will say, even with all the problems that New World does have, I'm really enjoying my time with it. And this might piss off a lot of the hardcore players out there, because I know there are some. New World is a casual MMO. I believe the game design was made that way on purpose. I believe AGS wanted to reach a broader audience. Whether that's good or bad, you guys can be the judge. But I've really liked my time with New World, and I'm sad to see the beta end. And I do plan on playing the shit out of this game once it launches. And that's saying a lot, because I haven't got into an MMO in a long time. I've played WoW and Final Fantasy, but they never drew me in. Not like New World does. Last MMO I played, hardcore, was 12 Sky, which none of you probably remember, but it was an excellent game. I believe I was running a GTX 780 at the time. And I hope AGS does keep up the good work at adding content. I mean, hell, they even added fishing, which, yeah, I thought was kind of cool. Now, there is something else I would like to see, and that is something done with the travel system. I'll get to the in-game store here in a minute. But the travel systems suck. Now, there are worse games that are running simulators, but New World has got to have some type of travel system that's a lot faster, or even a little faster. Now, my last video, the one I did for the preview last year, I thought mounts might be a good idea, but I actually don't think the game world is big enough for mounts, and it would go against what they're trying to do. I believe AGS is trying to keep everybody grounded, everybody in the world. And mounts sometimes have a tendency to pull people out of the world. So one of the ideas I have is, you have a stamina bar every time you dodge, or when you're blocking. Why can't you sprint until your stamina bar is depleted? Why does everybody have to have the same jog and look like they're recovering from sitting on a pine cone? So yes, I would like to see sprinting added to the game. It'd make traveling just that little bit faster. Now, as much as I'd like to say that I'm a hardcore player, I'm really not. I actually have a day job. I have to work for a living. Not like Azimuth Hole, or Azimuth Gold, however you want to pronounce it. Dude's a jerk. But anyway, I'm a casual player. I play when I can. I make YouTube videos when I can. So that brings me to New World's in-game store. I have no problem with cosmetic items, but it is said that there might be, in the future, things like XP boosts to help players that have fallen behind. I am totally against that. No, that will ruin your game. Nobody wants pay to win, and that's what that would be. And this is coming from a person that stuff would help the most. Because I'm sure I'd fall behind, because I can't play as much as others. But I don't want that. So AGS, or anybody from AGS, if you should happen to see this video, which I really doubt it, don't fuck up your game. Leave that shit out. So that's it. That's my thoughts on New World. I'm having a lot of fun in the game, and it does have a promising future. Is it perfect? No. But it's still a game I'm going to sink thousands of hours into. I can already see it happening. But tell me, what do you guys think? Tell me in the comments below. I read all of them. And don't forget to like and subscribe for future Axial GT content. It really does help out with YouTube's algorithm. And might make YouTube think that I'm a better YouTuber than I really am. And plus, it's much appreciated. And don't forget to join my Discord and follow me on Twitter. Links are in the description below. Always willing to help someone out with tech-related questions. And in an upcoming video, I have 10 copies of New World to give away, so you won't want to miss that. But that about does it. Until next time, my friends, I am out of here. You all have a good one.